Hello, or hello again. I'm Wendy and this is Summer Bay Studio. I just filmed a great big segment about some plans I have coming up and then discovered that my camera wasn't working. So I'm going to do that again another day. But today I'm going to work on something I find quite exciting. I'm going to be working on my altered book journal again, and it's because I'm just about finished. In the middle here I've got a few pages that are basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that I'm going to do all at once. I figured out a way to do that because on the next page I have something else. I hope this is in the frame. I have some art on that page, but I want to finish all 4 of these, and then I have only one other 2-page spread to do. And then I will do a flip through video and you can see how everything turned out, and it's been a super fun project. So let's get started on it. Alright, these are the pages that I'm working on today, and there's this one which has painting on the back, and then I've got a couple here which I love, these ones that have no printing on them because you can do some different things with them. And then I have this one, and on the back of this one is also painting. So I've decided what to do. What I want to do is paint these two, this one and this one, and I haven't decided on the colors yet, but I want to do some stenciling. So I got out a few stencils and I'm going with kind of a floral theme, and we'll see which ones I choose. But first I have to paint a background here, and I'm going to do that in gesso, but I don't want to paint these. So what I'm going to do with these is just clip them so that they stand up in the middle like this. That way they hopefully won't flop into the wet gesso or paint as we go along. So I think that should work, because I can still paint right into the edges, right into here, and then it should be fine. So I'm going to start with, I'm not using this big gesso because I have to squeeze it out and it makes a big blob, but I have a smaller one, and this is white gesso, so we'll get sort of a semi-opaque white surface from it. And I'm just using a flat brush. Start by wetting it and get the air out of the bristles, and then get the excess water out as well, so just like that. And then I'm going to just go ahead and paint these. Now, where's that sheet of paper? I have this sheet of paper to put in between pages so that it doesn't paint on one below it like that. I don't want that. Remove these things. This way I can go right to the edge, and I don't have to worry about it ending up on a page underneath, which only really happens on the outside edge because of the thickness of the book, and you know what happens when you open book pages. And I'm using this full strength. I want a white background for now. Now I haven't decided whether I will paint over this with color or just stencil with color onto the background. I want to get nice coverage, but I don't really want it on, you know, so that it's thick and kind of lumpy. Like right here, there's too much paint. And if you don't have gesso to work with, you can work with acrylic paint, just acrylic craft paints. A white acrylic paint would pretty much do the same thing. I have a little bottle of it here. This Folk Art multi-surface satin acrylic paint in titanium white. That'll do the same thing. I just like working with this little pot because it's easier to dip, but you can pour your paint into a little dish, or you know, a lid or something like that where you can dip your brush in, or you can just pour it directly onto your paper and spread it around. You might end up with more than you want. That's the only thing about doing it that way. Now I'm just going to brush over this so that we don't have those brush strokes showing quite so much. Not that it really matters terribly, but because it's a flat brush, then you get sort of that choppiness. Now I don't need this anymore in that side, so I'm going to put it over here. but I'm going to turn it inside out because I don't want the paint to accidentally go on the back of the pages that are here. I guess I should put this under the right one. Move my roses a little bit there. Just tuck this in. And I'm pushing this over but trying not to get it into that. How do I get a fingerprint in there? I have lots and lots of ideas. What I don't want to do is create things that nobody's really interested in. And I want to be able to say, what is it that you would like to see? What kind of things would you like to learn? I have years and years of experience as an artist, so there's a lot of things that I know how to do and how to deal with different supplies and mediums and that kind of thing. So we can go any direction, and I'm really interested in mixed media and how to combine things just like I'm doing now, combining paint with old book pages, with altered books, with junk journals, with art journals, and different techniques with paint, with stencils, with stamps, with markers, with gel pens and gel crayons. They're all so fun. I mean, it's just kind of endless what you can do. So let's share. I'm happy to teach whatever, because I actually know how to do a lot of things, which comes from years of working in the arts. Not like I'm super talented or anything. I just started when I was young and kept going. But you don't have to be young to start. That's the wonderful thing. You just learn from people and away you go. So just getting some of these marks off there, the brush marks. I think that will do it. Now I'm just going to let this dry and then we'll go to the next step. Alright, so what I've found today is, this is just a little bit stuck on here. Everything's dry. It's only slightly damp, so it's really easy to work with, and it's, for all intents and purposes, it's dry. And I'd like to do some stenciling on it, and I've got these stencils and I've got these, and I decided on a floral theme with kind of general pink as the color scheme. What I've done is I've just pulled out a little styrofoam plate and all the pinks that I have here. Well, I have more, but I want to stay with the pale colors right now. And also I have this iridescent medium, which I might throw in there as well. And also I've got a little sponge, because I remembered last time I tried to do a stencil, I've forgotten that this is the kind of sponge I used. So now I've got that firmly in my mind. I'm just going to put some of this paint out here, and this is just regular acrylic paint, craft paint. And these are actually kind of close in color. Yeah, that's a little bit different. It's very pretty. This is the best way to compare the colors. They're really only slightly different, but I want a kind of a mottled effect, so I'll probably be mixing them a little bit. And I'm going to squirt out some of this iridescent medium, which just ran right out. And just use it to mix with some of the others if I decide to add that, which I think I will. I love iridescence, I love sparkle, and I don't love paint on my fingers. Alright, so in this one, I'm going to use this floral stencil, and what I want to do is just put it close to the edge so that it covers the whole page. But I'm going to make this into a pocket that'll come down part way, I think. So I've decided to just go ahead and stencil the whole page, and then it gives me a bit of leeway for changing my mind. Here we go. I'll have to kind of press this down because the paper has warped a little bit because of the paint. Anything wet makes paper warp, but I want this to be really quite subtle, so I'm going to just try not to have too much paint on my sponge at a time, because I don't want it to squish underneath the edges of the stencil. And when I've done this whole stencil, I will move it over. So I've mixed just a couple of these. I was at a trade show some years ago and talking to an American woman who had moved to Canada, and my friend and I asked her what she noticed that was different about how Americans and Canadians talk, and there is quite a difference if you're paying attention. She said, Canadians say "so" a lot. I thought we do, but it turns out I do, which I've discovered from doing videos. Therefore, I'm saying instead of so, I beg your indulgence if it seems like I say so a lot, because it's kind of a transition word between where you are and where you want to go. I want this not to go too dark. I picked up some of that darker pink, but I don't want a sudden change. But I can see the places where the paint on the sponge was just too mucky. That is not what I want. So I need to do that more and just kind of squish it off. I also don't want the edges, like the edge of the sponge, to show. I want it to be kind of an ombre effect or gradient effect. Now let's see if I got all the spaces. I think that's pretty nice. Now I need to move this over. And what I want to do is hopefully line up the flowers, which may or may not be possible. However, I'm tucking it under the edges of those clips, and I'm going to keep this really quite subtle. The risk of getting paint on my fingers, I'm going to hold it down. Well, you can kind of see the line there. However, I think most of that is going to be covered up. I'm going to go right here, set this on a flower so that it all matches up, and try to just obliterate this dividing line. That works just fine. Alright, for this side of the page, this one you can see the print through, which makes it kind of charming. I want to do a different one. So this is the floral here, and this is kind of a leafy affair. So I just want to get some of this and pick up some of this and some of the iridescent stuff and mix it around so that there's not too much on the sponge, so that it doesn't go under the stencil. Alright, let's try this. Now these pages have to dry thoroughly. They are actually pretty quick drying, and so I'm going to just move this out of my way as well because I want to choose some other things. And those things are ephemera. And again, I'm not really sure where I'm going to go with these stencils, if anywhere. But I want to start looking at some pink things, so let's pull out some possible pinks. So there's a bunch there. These ones are from my French vintage collection on in my shop at Summer Bay Studio. Some pink ones here. And some nice pink flowers. Wow, look at that one. I love that. The water lily. I think I'll take one of these. This is from my flower and twig embellishments. I like that one with the pink. I've got some pink here. Now, I don't really know what I will do with those. I also like these with the green. So let's bring those out. And now these ones from here on are all from books. So I went to a used bookstore, several actually, and just found books that had lots of illustrations and bought them and cut them out. Here's a foxglove. Oh, I have to tell you, on the weekend, my husband and I went to the Othello tunnels, and you can Google that. It's not far from where I live. It's an old railway set of tunnels that have been, it goes through this gorge where the Coquihalla River goes crashing through this narrow area, and they're spectacular. And you can walk through the tunnels and you come out onto the bridges and you can look down into the cataract with all the water flowing. And because we live nearby, we can go, anytime we want to, in the spring, fall, wherever. But on the weekend, which is, in July, there were so many people there. We had to park way, way down the road. There's no chance of getting into the quite small parking lot. But it was kind of fun because, like I say, we usually go when there's hardly anybody there. We have the place more or less to ourselves. But this time there were people from all over, and what was great too is lots of cultures. There's lots of cultural diversity in like the Vancouver area in particular. And so we hear all kinds of languages, and people groups and families, and we love to travel, and we're really interested in cultures, and colors don't matter to us at all. I think everybody is interesting. So we had such a fun day. It was hot, but it has been hot here for quite a while. We've been having a hot summer. Oh, come on, it shouldn't be this difficult. These things are all little tangly leaves. So I'm just pulling out some, diverse ones. Look at this honeysuckle, isn't it gorgeous? Anyway, we had a lovely day, and then we went for dinner in town and had a nice meal. Then we kind of poked around town just a little bit. It was getting late and stores were starting to close. But there's one drugstore there, actually. I like to look around because they have kind of a nice gift section. This is really pretty, but I think it might be too big. Okay, well that gives us some working material. And then I've got these little guys. So I'm just going to put them over here and leave them there, because if I need something tiny, then it'll be right here. I've separated them into different sizes, and they're easier to sort of sort through by doing this than the other system. I'm still looking for the perfect system, so if you have any great ideas, do let me know. Alright, let's check the book. Okay, so let's unloose these ones. They have a bit of paint on them, but I think that's not going to be a problem. Now, what I thought I would do is make pockets. So this one, if I do a pocket here, for example, it'll come over this way, and that gives me lots of bare space here. Or I can tear it down here and then put the pocket in, which I think is what I'm going to do, because that will get rid of this. So I'm going to just get that started. There's already been a lot of things torn out of here. Just use this. Now I can turn this way. I think I might do that. And then there's a little tuck spot here. If I just glue this here, it has a bit of green on the edge, but I can camouflage that. I think I'll do that. Just make a nice firm fold here. And then this one, again, I kind of want to get rid of that. So I'm going to get rid of that. And it will land a little higher up than this one, even though the Little Miracle is kind of a cute title. Okay, that didn't tear quite right. Alright, so this one I think will go all the way down. I could even tear this down here. I have to press hard. And now we need to decorate this. So what I'm thinking, I think for this side I want to do another stencil and just leave it plain. Do I want it plain? Okay, I've decided for my next step, I'm going to paint this part with pink. So I'm going to just turn this back around and tuck it in here and get out my brush again and my paint again. And I'm just going to paint this because I found something to put over it that I quite like. This one will be solid pink. I'll even mix a little pink here. Get that right up there into the top, and on this torn edge, which is a little bit fuzzy, just to make sure I've got it there and not get it on the opposite side. So that works. Actually, you know what? I'm going to use a round brush, this brush here, because I can get, I don't get those marks, and I can do a little bit more sort of stippling, this, to give it a more painterly look. And then it's easier to blend them in, so I'm just blending these colors together. And the paint will be thicker here than it was for the stencils. or for the gesser for that matter. But I want to do the entire thing here because I'm not really sure how much edge is going to show. But I like this effect. In fact, I might put a little bit more dark over here. And some super light. It's very pretty. So here's an idea that you can use. You know, on old book pages, a lot of them are really quite stable and thicker paper and more, oh, I don't know what you could say. I've got some that are, the paper is just incredible. It's thick and soft. There, I'm going to leave that to dry. Okay, this is dry, and I'm going to glue it down along the bottom and the side. So I'm just going to use this art glitter glue. It's almost a shame to cover up the stenciling, but I wasn't really sure where I would start and stop. I think my glue is clogged up again. I need one of those little pin things to keep it clear. Anyway, this is just going to go right along the very bottom. And only as far up as it goes, which is about there. Make sure I got enough in here. Okay, so that works there. I'm just going to let that sit for a minute. So now we have one tuck spot there, and I'm going to add another one using this, but first I want to distress the edges with this pink, which stays with our theme. And I need to find the little unit that goes with pink. That will do it. Take this off. Put this one on. Oh, look at that. I just gave myself a blue finger from that. Before I do this, I want to round the corners of this. All right, let's get at it here. So this is called worn lipstick, which is kind of what it looks like. I was looking for a different kind of pink, but this is the one that wasn't out of stock, so I thought, well, I'll give it a try. And this is Ranger's Distressed Oxide ink. And then this is going to go right along here. I think I'll take it right up to the edge. That's perfect, actually. And again, I'm using this glue. So this will double the tuck spot space. Make sure I do this the right direction. I had a bunch of things in my saved for later section of my shopping cart on Amazon, and I looked at it the other day and it had all disappeared. It was all gone, and I thought, what happened to all those things I was thinking about buying later? So if anybody knows why that would happen, or you know what's up with that, I've lost a lot of ideas that I had planned to buy, and that's kind of their loss. Because sometimes you don't want to buy everything at once, or you just can't. It doesn't fit the budget, or you just don't need it at that time. All right, so that's what I'm putting there. Now I also found some cool things for other spots, and let's see what I did with them. Okay, I think I've got too much acrylic paint flying around here, getting in my way. So I found this tiny envelope and little card, and I'm going to just glue this down. This makes the envelope. Just going to press that down. In fact, I think I'll press it down with this because I just kind of finger folded it. That's better. It's nice and flat now. And then this little card will go in it. I'm going to tuck that in here like this. Talk about secret places to write things, or places to write secrets. This totally qualifies. Isn't that just adorable? And it goes well with this, and I'm going to make a pocket out of this. Now for for this one, I think I'll use a different pink if I have one. This is quite a bright pink, so I might change my mind on it. It's almost purple. Yeah, I think I'll go back to that one. All right. Just so everything kind of coordinates. And pulls all the colors together. And I thought with this one, it's got the pink in the flowers on the corner, but it also puts in some contrasting color, just so it's not just a blinding pink page, which is not what we want. Now for this one, this has to go this way. And it's going to go up in the top of the right-hand page here. That'll cover up that number 18. Okay, so there's that little pocket. Is that in straight? Not quite. Luckily, I can still see some of the writing, and I can line things up with that. So there. So that goes there, and then this little tiny envelope will go right in there. Isn't that adorable? And over here, I'm going to put another one. This one's going to be a tuck spot, so only two sides will be glued down. And this is from my vintage French ephemera, and so is this one. Actually, vintage French papers is what it's called on my website store at Summer Bay Studio. So I'm just going to use what's in the brush here because I don't want it to be too vibrant, because this is actually introducing a little bit different shade of pink with the purple, sort of a more fuchsia pink, which I could have used that other one, but I thought, no, I'm going to coordinate the page, so this will work. And then it goes this way, so I want to do this side and this side. I've done this wrong the odd times, so always double check now. And just a tiny bit in there. And then it will go right here. How pretty is this? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Now I also have something to put in that one, and it's this one, which is also on in my website store. So that will go in there. I don't want to glue it. I just want to pink up the edges. This series has hundreds of different sayings and different colors and different categories and topics, and they're all super fun and pretty, like, they're really cheap on my website. So that goes right there. Now I could put something else in here, and I might. I have these. I'm going to wait and see, because I love the layered look, but it could also go in that one. You know what? I think it really works. So I'm going to distress these edges as well, and then it can go in the big pocket, and then the second pocket can be used for whatever. And the layering is just so pretty. Oh my goodness. This is also from my French vintage papers. I didn't actually set out to use them so much in this video, but look at this. Hello. It's perfect. I might think of something to put in there, something tiny, but let's see. I've got some tiny pink things here. I think you really can't get much better than that. Yeah. Yep. Do I do the edges? Why not? You know what? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Doesn't need it. And I think the white edge makes it actually stand out against the pink background. If I put pink on the edges, it'll blend in a bit more. Now this is glossy on the back, so it's going to require, well, I put lots of glue on it. These tiny things are so hard to pick up. I got a couple of pairs of these. There, look at that. It's a darling. Now on this page, moving right along, I found this beautiful piece to go right here. So I'm not going to waste any more time. I'm going to put it right in there. I've pulled out a few other things too, but I need a little space here. Because this is going to have glue on all kinds of little places, I'm going to actually, maybe I'll do something different here. I just bought this matte gel, which works as a glue, and it doesn't, because it's drier, it doesn't pucker the pages as much. So I'm just going to try this. Just spread it around. Spread it out to the edges, like this. Making sure to get all these little spaces. This is actually easier than using glue. And if it happens to get on the front, doesn't matter because it dries matte anyway. And it kind of helps keep the edges down. So this is brilliant. I saw this somewhere else the other day and I thought, wait a minute, what am I doing? What am I missing out on here? Oh, I think I need a bit more here. It does dry fast, so you can't mess around. You see that? So that's going to go right in there. Some of its weeds tucked under here. Not its weeds, it's foliage. My apologies to the plant. Just going in behind here and pressing all these sides down. Because I don't want anything lifting up. And if I have anything lifting up, I will go back in and put more on it. But I'm not going to do that right now. I'm going to trust that it's stuck enough. Okay, that goes there. And I found this little guy. I'm going to tuck him in here. Now he can't go too close to the edge, otherwise the pages won't turn properly. So I need to actually mark where I'm going to cut, because this pink flower will poke out and he will peek around the corner here. So it has to tuck underneath the other flap, which will bring it to about there. And about here. And then I want to make sure that I cut it straight. So I'm getting my ruler out. Like this. And as soon as I can see those cuts, I could do this on my cutting machine, but this is so sharp. My scissors are so sharp. I can just do that. And now he can just tuck right in here, peek out. Isn't that adorable? I'm telling you. I am telling you. Adorable doesn't get more adorable. This guy I'm using the glue on because it's not going to show. Okay, this can tuck right up into there and right along here where it lands perfectly. Make sure those edges get down because they'll flip up in that inside corner, the inside of the page. Now this I have a plan for. I'm almost loath to cover that up. However, I'm going to keep moving forward here, and I've got a couple of choices here. I thought I could put this. Let me see. Like that. Or the water lily. And I'm thinking definitely the water lily. So again, I need glue for this. So I'm going to pop that right on there. Move that out of the way again. Don't think I need it. And I had thought of something for up here. Now what was it? What was it? I don't think I need another bird. And this is still loose. It will be tucked down, but I think that doesn't work very well. Let me see what else we have here. Got some nice flowers here, but flower by the flower, I don't think so. I don't think so. So I need something different. Something not flowery. What do we think of that? Too much black? These do go with the music. I think they're just too stark. I like that one. But I am going to change its color ever so slightly. Just hold on. And here's how I'm going to do it. See if there's anything left in here. And I'm going to use this pale pink, which is actually kind of lumpy. And you got to be quick because I don't remember. Oh, this is printed on my printer. I think some of it is. Anyway, the dampness will will smear the ink. There, so I'm just leaving that like that. And I'm going to let it dry, which should only take a few minutes. I'll put it right over here by the fan. So that will go there. And then, this is a surprise. I'm going to put this on the corner here. So I need to find my corner, which will be right there, and find this corner, which will be right here. And once again, use my ruler and just use my scissor point. These little cuts are not easy to see. I know, I'll do it from the back where I can actually see them. So that one goes there. Let's see how well this one does. It's a lot harder, a lot heavier paper, so it's cardstock with glitter on it. Perfect. Just perfect. Certainly goes with our pink theme. That's already dry. So it's going to go right along this flap. The question is, what is the question? Should I glue this down? And the answer is yes. So I'm going to put blue along here and along here only, and then pop it into place. Put the lid back on. This is glued down. You know what? This needs to come away a bit. It needs to go this way. Otherwise, it's going to have a buckle in there. There's my lid. Alright, let's do it from this side. And then I think it'll land up on the right place. And we get to look at this pretty page where I used iridescent green paint. Love that. Much better. Still gonna have to get over the little hump of busy pages, but it's gonna be fine. And we'll pop this other little thing on here. That one can go there, and somebody could write on it if you wanted to. Let's just make sure those sides and edges are down. And I decided not to put this down because it looks so cute right there. I almost want something else underneath that corner, just so there's not a white space. But do I have anything tiny enough? Oh wait, I found it. I found the perfect thing. That. There's a little heart. So that's a little surprise when you open that flap. Make sure I get that out to the edges. Come on, come on, come on. Perfect. Oh, one more thing. We need something to go into this pocket. And I have the very thing. I think it has to be the one with the green on it. So I'm going to just distress these edges too, so that it goes with the rest of the look. Even though this pink is a little bit vibrant. And I like the play of colors here too, because it's not solid one color. We've got lots of green in here, and this color here, and just this soft, almost peachy color. And then this, I guess you could call that a pale rose pink or a bubblegum pink. Okay, so this one can go in here, like that. Wow, there's a lot going on these pages. So if you're leafing through the book, you'll find this one in the purples and greens, and then you come over here and it's like, wow, because we've got a surprise here. We've got a surprise here. I could put something on here, couldn't I? Like, never say quit, right? Too bad that's so big. It's a little bit big too. I wonder if I've got a smaller one. Anyway, I'll look in a minute. And then that's a surprise there. Got that cute thing. This tiny envelope with its little secret inside. In this envelope, this tuck spot with that little message that you can write on the back actually. And then we've got something in here. You could also put something in this pocket. So if I wanted to say put something else in front of it, it could go in there like that. So I'm not going to do that right now, but now I have a bee in my bonnet about decorating that. And I think I'll have a quick look through here again and see if there's something that can go in there that will make sense. I wish more of these were pink, but they're not. They're all kind of green. That might work, it's really cute. Kind of go with the picture, so think about that one. And I think all my flower and twig embellishments are a little bit too big. I've got a lot of 2021 here. I think they're too big for that spot. Just a little bit too big. Otherwise, I'd be on it. Those are also too big. However, we've got a few tiny things here, so let's just take a look at this. I see pink here. There's that one, and there's that one. I don't think that'll work, but I'll take it away anyway. Those ones might work. That might work. And I think that's enough choices. Or I could just leave it for someone to write on. I think I should do that. Let me see. See how these ones go. And if none of them really do the trick, then I'll just leave it for someone to write on. See, that fits, but I don't like the corner-wise look of it. That looks nice. So does that. I think that one works. On the flower pot, no. And the ticket too, tried that, doesn't work. Can't see that one working. So it's either this one or this one or nothing. And I think that introduces too much in it. I like this one, but I'm kind of inclined to leave it. Maybe just cut off a little tiny rosebud like that. That idea I like. Just going to use this little rosebud, put it up in that corner, and leave it to write on. What do you think of that idea? Point it down this way. That is adorable. That is perfect. All right, so that tucks over there. This is a tuck spot, little pocket with something to write on. Pocket, pocket, something to write on. Tuck spot, something to write on, something to write in, and lots going on. And I just love it. I hope you do too. I hope you got some fun ideas out of this. It's really fun doing the stencils and doing the mixed media and painting on the paper. It's just like the scope is so endless. So I hope that you will subscribe to my channel, click the little bell, and so you can be notified when I've got a new video, and give me a like if you liked it. And I'll see you next time.